right. Well, I got to tell you, wow is all I can say about that first period. Becky Wellington-Horner, thanks for joining me here today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Nice to see you. I haven't seen you in a little while.
I know. We've been kind of going in opposite directions.
But then we bump into each other and we pick up right where we left off.
That's right.
Have you been able to catch any of this game, or are you too busy over here at your booth?
It's been a busy booth next door.
Yeah.
Here. We're here from Lambton Public Health talking to parents mostly and letting kids spin a wheel.
Yeah.
About talking to youth about substance, vaping, tobacco, alcohol, things like that, just making sure that parents are talking to their kids.
Yeah.
Sometimes they don't want to talk to their kids because they think if you mention it, they'll do it. But you need to educate.
You know, it's funny you say that because I've taken a lot of different courses. Safe Talk, which is about suicide, of course, another one. And that's something that comes up a lot is if we mention it now, we've suggested the thought in their head. And there's actually research that proves the opposite. Right?
Absolutely.
So don't be afraid.
Don't be afraid. We're suggesting you start at grade 4. Talk to them about substance, about tobacco, vaping.
Grade 4, right?
Grade 4, starting in grade 4 and up. We find that grade 6, 7s, and 8s, if you don't catch them then, once they get to grade 9,
you don't know what you're talking about.
You're done.
Right? Catch them early, so to speak.
Talk early, talk often.
I think, and that's kind of what your slogan is over here, right? And you've been doing this for a few years now, putting this out there.
Yeah, I've been
started with just tobacco, right?
It started with tobacco, but it has progressed to vaping, and it's a real. It's almost at epidemic levels in the high schools,
really?
And it's.
But vaping isn't as dangerous as smoking, is it, Becky?
Well, I wouldn't say.
That's probably what you get.
Yeah, it's so different that they all contain nicotine, which is addictive.
Right.
They all contain chemicals, which are not good for your body.
Right.
It's not meant to be there. Don't put it in there.
Yeah.
Smoke is smoke. And vaping is not necessarily just water. It turns into an oily substance that gets in your lungs. So it's not good.
I can tell you're not just having an impact on young folks. You had an impact on me. I know I've told you this story before, but I'm now, I think coming in July, I think I'll be 9 years smoke-free. And that all started from meeting up with you. You held me accountable to something I said. And then we went to a smoke-free movie night.
Yep.
And I still have that picture, right? And it hangs on my fridge.
Good.
And it's important, right? And I think that is, I mean, my kids are older now. But Jennifer would say something like, well, monkey see, monkey do, right? And if the parents are smoking, parents are vaping, they see it and go, like, how can we tell them you shouldn't do that?
Well, that's right. Well, yeah, it's a fact that that parents who smoke, their children are probably about 4 to 7 times, between 4 and 7 times more likely to start using tobacco or vaping, just because it's a normal behavior that they have.
You see it, so
home.
why not?
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't miss it at all.
Good.
Like even when I have the drink or after I eat, that was usually
or if you
coffee.
see someone else smoking.
I see it. I don't even care. In fact, I give them a hard time. I'm that ex-smoker that says, "Boy,
you're that one, are you?"
I totally am. And my friends, well, they have words for me, but I tell them it's all out of love, right? So, I think it's great that you're here, Becky.
Well, it's great that they allow us to come to such a large venue and talk to parents and talk to the kids.
You couldn't have picked a better, busier night against the London Knights here.
We're here a few more times as well. So, yeah, what a great night to be able to come to.
I hope you get to catch some of the game because it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it is.
Right?
It's awesome. We hear it.
Yeah, you do, right? Thanks so much for being here, Becky.
Dave.
Give me the headphones there,
okay.
And we'll give them over here to Lee Bazeley. And it's so nice to see you again. Becky Wellington-Horner, friend of mine, and joining from Lambton Public Health as well. And important that they're here. They're talking about vaping and substance and all that sort of stuff, and how it's just just don't do all that. So nice to have them here. Okay, let's talk hockey. Mike, that was fast-paced, 3-0 right now. No lack of trying, I will say, on behalf of the London Knights, because the shot clock shows 10-9 right now.
Mm-hmm. I'm loving what I'm seeing. Sting's doing really, really well capitalizing on the mistakes that the London Knights are making. The Knights are trying real hard, and they're doing a great job. We got good defense happening on both ends of the ice, great goaltending happening at both ends of the ice, but they are stumbling a little bit on offense, and every time they come up shorthanded or they stumble a little bit, Sting's pouncing on them and taking advantage every single time and sending that puck down the other end.
Yeah, I mean, and nice to see Christian Kyrou in there with the goal.
Yeah.
Sort of seen less of him recently, but nice to see him get the main goal in there. And then, the other two, all three of these goals were just set up so well, and I think that's been a key to the Sting success lately.
Vilmanis' goal was like something I do on my PlayStation. It was like it was a thing of beauty. He just walked right in. He did a little toe drag around the defense, and he puts it to his backhand, then just puts it up over the pad. That was a very nice goal. And Felak's goal, that was another. They're doing what I've been like saying they need to keep doing.
They've been listening to you.
Yeah, I think so. Throw more pucks on the goalie and get some rebound goals, and that's exactly what happened with that one. Felak was like just right there in the slot. I don't know who it was that got the. I think it was Burke got the assist on that.
Yep,
and he puts a shot on, rebound right back out in the center where there's nobody there. Felak jumps right in, like boom, puts it right in.
Everybody's like, hey, how you doing?
All three goals, very nice. For Kyrou, Vilmanis, and for Felak.
Well, and this is that you talk about meshing and gelling and all those key words we like to describe here, but that's something that really is happening out there, right? And maybe. I don't know what it's coming from. It just seemed like all of a sudden the magic really showed up. Not that we didn't think that this team had it in them. Again, going back to missing out a lot of players. We had them on, then they were off, and then oh my goodness. And but everybody kind of got a chance to play with everybody because of that too, right?
I think so, yeah. And we're getting to that point now where it doesn't matter. Like if we do have some players out. Before it was like if a key player's out, it's like okay, we got a tough road ahead of us. Now it's like. It's almost like the entire roster is a key player now, and they're all working well together. So even if we do have some people out, the team's showing up every night.
Kudos out to the coaching staff, which is, they don't really get a lot of credit. The only time people talk about the coaching staff is when we're losing.
That's true.
Right? So we really need
players win games, coaches lose games.
So, but I mean, really the coaching staff here. I love to talk about Alan Letang, but really I should mention the rest of the coaching staff because they're a team in itself as well. They all have their roles, and they've had those things to deal with, just like the players have had their things to deal with, right? Oh, pucks are flying around here, and I see Dio Gibson over there. Hello, Dio. We've got some big fans here tonight. They really have had to deal with the same things the players have in the sense of how do you teach and train these young minds? You're dealing with the things that they're dealing with their. That's got to be a tough gig, right?
I think so, especially when you're dealing with. I mean, they're young kids. A lot of them future superstars.
Well,
they might have some big egos, but I think what coaches need to do, especially at this level, is rein those egos in and be like, I don't care who's going to sign you. I don't care how much money you're going to make. When you're in my locker room, when you're on my bench, when you're in my rink, I'm the boss. And we're going to do what I say, and that's what's going to win us hockey games. And I think that's what we're seeing out there. These coaches are doing a great job of that.
Yeah. And we've seen it in post-game press conference, too. Again, I come back to Alan Letang. I really love him because he's all of the coaches really are, but that's the one, the face, I guess, for the coaching staff. And he's always straight to the point and goes, you're not playing hard, you don't deserve it. So I think that coaching style is also to be credited for coming through to the players. And if you don't play, you're not going to get to play if you don't play.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're going to work harder at practice too, right? So I think it's just been a beautiful first period out there. Everything. I think our friend Jay Peckham would agree. He'd be like sitting at home, probably going, "Yay!" They finally probably heard him talking.
I'm not sure. He just shot me a message real quick right before I jumped in here. I think he might be actually in the house tonight.
Oh, okay, all right. He's taking it easy. That's okay. He's allowed. But now. 6 minutes away, the London Knights are in their locker room. What do you think London is saying to each other right now?
I wish we would have sharpened our skates better before we showed up tonight.
Okay, all right.
I see a lot of them falling down, tripping over blue lines, just losing their edges.
Yeah.
I think they're putting a plan in place right now how to capitalize on that penalty that they're going to see going into the beginning of this. And that was a dumb penalty. Like I saw what happened. It was just open ice. Cooper Way just kind of slammed into somebody at the blue line heading back for the bench. The puck was nowhere to be found, nowhere near them. So if that was the penalty, like that's who's going to the box is number 9 for us. But
so Jay's probably agreeing with you. Well, and I wanted to bring up the refereeing there because it seemed like, to me anyway, like pretty fair. I think the first period, I don't think there was anything really out of line. A couple of roughing calls, well deserved. We kind of expected. I didn't expect that much aggression in the first period. I expected some, but boy, both teams, and I think honestly London was kind of bringing it to us, And we were shoving back saying, yeah, really?
Yeah.
Like kind of what we talked about pregame.
Yeah, Dillingham's doing his part out in front of the net a little bit, but I'm really liking what I'm seeing from Fisher.
Right.
He's dumping a couple of guys on their butt, and he's not letting anybody get away with anything tonight. I'm really enjoying watching Fisher out there bring the aggression to London. Yeah. And he's like, he's not going to let somebody come into his house, get near his goalie, and just push us around. So it's really impressed with Fisher tonight as well. It's all of them, like we have been for quite some time now.
And the roughing call off to the side there after, like, it's just, I think it seems it's going in the right direction here. But London Knights obviously looking for some payback after last night and their loss to the Sarnia Sting. Probably not happy about the first period. I know I wouldn't be. So will they change their strategy or push a little harder? I guess we'll find out coming up in about 3 minutes as we take a break here now, and we'll be back at the end of the second period. My friend Lee Bazeley will join me here once again. And, of course, a reminder for the post-game press conference on the Sarnia Sting Facebook page after the game. Lee, thanks once again for joining me. I'm David Burrows, live for the Sarnia Sting at the Progressive Auto Sales Arena Concourse. 1, 2, 3.
Go Sting, go!